big picture, Ike, a couple things. Number one, Mason Rudolph can serve as the Steelers' backup. But after today's game, the fans will always remember this tie against the Detroit Lions. And so I know he's the only quarterback on the roster who's under contract through or past this season. But I like him in that backup role. Is potentially Big Ben's heir. In my opinion, that ship has sailed. That's kind of my 2 cents worth. What was your big takeaway from Sunday's game, Ike?
Oh man, my big takeaway was the third downs. Not doing what you need to do from an offensive side on third down, because the defense has been playing lights out. To be honest with you, they've been keeping you in a lot of games. If it wasn't for the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and I'm gonna put Cam Hayward as a Hall of Famer, we're gonna go ahead and put Cam Hayward as a Hall of Famer. If it wasn't for Cam Hayward and the Pittsburgh Steelers defense, honestly, I think TJ Watt got hurt. He came out early in the game. If TJ Watt was in there, he's the closer. He's Mr. Clutch, and we always do these shows on Monday because of TJ Watt, because he knows how to close. I think if TJ Watt was in the game at the time, it would have been a different story. I don't even think the game would have went down to overtime. But at the same time, man, it's just third downs, not converted third downs on the offensive side. You know what I'm saying? Crucial third downs on the offensive side. So Mason Rudolph looks like Mason Rudolph. He looks like a guy who can come off the bench. He looks like a guy who can win a couple of games for you. If you give the guy a full season, I don't know. It's just for a lot of people, and I think for you too as well, Mark, you don't see that it factor with Mason. And you got a lot of young guys coming out of college. You got a lot of Justin Fields. You got a lot of these guys coming out of college. And what do? You see? You see the it factor. You get a Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts went into the Denver Broncos, and he showed the it factor. Right now, going on your fourth year in the league as a Mason Rudolph, you just don't see that it factor. So I understand where you're going with that. But, yeah, for me, it was third down conversions on the offensive side that we didn't convert.
I can see Jack right now has a twinkle in his eye. He was not shaking in his boots on Sunday when he found out that Mason Rudolph would be the starter. And the Lions got the running game going too, Jack. But what did you make of Sunday's game?
Well, for Mason Rudolph, my first thoughts are when there's debate on if you're better than Duck Hodges for an extended period of time. That was the signal for me he's not the future. He's a fine backup, but it just doesn't have the it factor like a DeAndre Swift has the it factor. Most carries he's ever handled in his career, and he did his work with. And it wasn't just Swift. It was this entire offensive line, because we had Taylor Decker back at left tackle. Penei Sewell moves back to right tackle, plays great. And then we get 2 long touchdown runs from the third and fourth string running back with Jamal Williams out. Just, this is what the Lions want to be as a team. When Frank Ragnow comes back too at center, I am excited for the future. So that's what I took away, was there's a lot of hope for the Lions once they land the quarterback.
Yeah, they had a nice little running game and a career high for Swift, 130 yards on the ground. Credit the Steelers defense for only allowing 16 points, because there were times I was like watching this game, I'm like, how is this Lions team able to move the ball? I do want to say this too before we go any further in the discussion. We have to say with the caveat, and this wasn't always evident watching on TV, but the weather definitely played a factor during Sunday's game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's Pittsburgh Steelers weather. And I thought it would have been in our favor, because the Detroit Lions is not an outdoor team, they're an indoor team. So they don't get to see this kind of weather. If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers, it's the same good old Coach LeBeau would have used to say, man, there's still a weather out chill. Meaning, man, when it's raining, it's snowing, the weather is ugly, it's about time for us to start waking up. And I thought that would have favored towards the Pittsburgh Steelers, but obviously it didn't.